going, going live, and I'm live, and I'm live. Oh my gosh, I'm live. Ooh, oh yes. Hello, everybody, and I just want to say, SummerSlam, Mia. It was so damn okay. Damn, pump it up, pump it up, pump it up. Yeah, do. I don't know the words. Yeah, I'm talking about SummerSlam 2020. Welcome to the SummerSlam 2020 recap. And before I talk about it, this is going to be a spoiler filled review. So if you have not watched it, I will advise you to go and watch it without a doubt. And the reason I would tell you to go and watch it because I would actually give it a thumbs up rating. It's a good damn card for sure. I think it's about 3 hours 30 minutes or something along the line of that. But you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it for sure. So let's get straight into it, shall we? Now, the full match card, well, let's go straight into it. Let's start from the beginning because from the moment it actually started, I kind of like was, oh my gosh, this is going to be a long night, man. This is going to be a long night. Am I going to be able to handle it? Am I really going to be able to handle it? I don't even know, man. Seriously. So it started off with a boring match, and rightfully so, because this is professional wrestling. They needed to warm us in this. We go in the shallow end, then we go in the deep end, and that's exactly what happened here. We had what's her name, Sasha Banks's best friend Bailey versus Oscar. And then Oscar came out with the intensity as though she's going to win the match, etc. And Bailey came dressed kind of like half dressed up like Deadpool. It seemed as though. And I was thinking to myself, what is this all about? Who is going to win? What's the swerve going to be? And there was none. There was none. And to be honest, it was an okay match. I mean, she kept on doing the Indian leg lock, the knee bar type of thing. Bailey kept on doing it, and then what happened is then Sasha Banks took the shot, took the bum buster. I call it the bum buster. Um, from what's her name? Oscar. Yes, Oscar's bum buster, where she runs and hits her with a bomb, and she knocked Sasha Banks down. So she took the punishment for Bailey, and then Bailey, I think, somehow got a roll up or something like that, and won the match. Now that match was a boring match, and quite frankly, it finished early. And was I happy? You're damn right, I was happy. I was happy that it finished early because I don't think I could have taken any more of it. I've seen so many matches of this on Raw. I thought, no, please no. On Raw, we see Sasha Banks against Oscar or Bailey versus Oscar. Today it was just like an overload of Sasha Banks and Oscar matches. Now, don't get me wrong, they do have good matches. I'm not going to deny that. But the reality of the situation is too much of anything can be bad for you. And on this occasion, it definitely was, my friends. So I'm glad Bailey finished the match and she won, undoubtedly. Now I was really in a bad mood. I was just in a bad mood, man. I was just felt like the grumpy old. I felt like a grumpy old fart, like I just don't. Yeah, I'm just making fun of myself right now. I just felt like I am sick of wrestling, and I just tired of the same old crap. Really, like for example, the stereotypes of the whole black guys thing. It's starting to annoy me a bit. It's starting to annoy me. You got the Street Profits. They're like a 2020 version of Crime Time, where they basically yeah, they like basketball. They've got the basketball sneakers, have they? They dressed up like ballers. What is this thing with black guys being so stereotyped? Even till this day, it's quite annoying, man, and it's really frustrating. And I'm just getting sick of it. It really is. And then on top of that, we had another stereotype. It's like Vince McMahon doesn't have any new ideas, and he basically gets the same ideas from the past and he puts it in different people. He uses different characters, but the same storylines. Like Selena Vega, she's basically Melina from the past, except yeah, well, I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, but she's like the new, Melina, where she's the hot mama, and the other guys are like the rock stars, so to speak, Angel Garza and Andrade, and that was really boring. And no, actually, the match turned out to be okay. Simply because I think it was, I don't know which black guy it was, the guy who's got more like hair like me and a beard like me. That guy, he is so talented, man. Seriously, I think on Raw last week, what he did it. He went to do a swanton from the running and do a swanton and land on the actual opponent, and he didn't actually land on the opponent. He just landed on his feet last week. He's that good, and he did it. He did so many crazy moves today. It was good, but then he did the frog splash. He's got that ability where it's kind of like an elastic band. You know what I mean? Like it's really really good. And he did the RVD frog splash, but the way he did it was he twisted in midair and reversed it, going this way. So he's like jumping from here, and he moved his body and landed and did the frog splash, and he got the victory. And good, good, good. I say goody good drops really, because we don't want to see. Oh, sorry. Thank goodness there's no water in that cup. Yeah. So yeah, that's what happened, and they won the match. I'm glad that that actually happened because I didn't want to see any more of that. And that finished. It was a reasonable time. It was probably about 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, yeah. But the whole stereotype type of thing, man. I don't know. Vince McMahon is until he dies, nothing's gonna change, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't hope him any, I don't hope him death. I don't care about him to be honest with you, except he's bringing entertainment where entertainment is due. No, the next match was wait. I didn't see Apollo Crews versus MVP. If I'll be honest with you, what happened to that? I really didn't see that. Maybe I missed it completely, but if I have, I'm happy that I didn't, because I'm tired of that type of match. Maybe it was on the kickoff show. That's probably why I never watched it. It probably was because I never watched a kickoff show. I'm afraid. Sorry. So Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio versus with Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins with Murphy in a street fight. Now this match was good, and it was good overall storyline wise. It was just great. It was good. It started off very particularly strong. Seth Rollins came in his Summerslam gear. It was wearing bright red, kind of like a Deadpool costume type of thing as well. Power Ranger type of costume. It seemed he had a cool costume. And then we saw Dominic Mysterio. It was like him be the sacrificial lamb and be gonna go and meet it, and he's gonna be the lamb to be slaughtered. And I think his mum was there, and obviously Rey Mysterio was there. So this actual match was happening. They started off fighting. I thought, no, like considering the amount of drama that has happened with Rey Mysterio, oh, you broke my eye, you hurt my dad's eye. I'm gonna beat the hell out of you, and everything else. The the first thing that happened in this match was, oh, let's start to wrestle. Like collar and elbow tie up, and then trying to show off, and then do arm drags, etc., etc. Then suddenly out of nowhere, but I think it was Murphy who brought the actual cane in, and then he chased. What is it? What's his name? Mysterio managed to get the actual cane and chase Seth Rollins, but then Seth Rollins turned it, and then he was teasing Rey Mysterio, etc., etc. It was good. It was good. This was a story match. It wasn't just a wrestling match, and you can clearly see Rey Mysterio's son is a very talented kid. He's a very talented kid. And I mean that in all respects. It's not just like, oh, he's there just, oh, yeah, look at me. I can do 619, 350, 450s. I can do all types of spinning crap. I can do five somersaults in the air, then do an elbow drop. It's needed when it's needed. It doesn't need to be, you don't have to have five somersaults and then an elbow drop. You don't need to do that. You know what I mean? You don't need to overdo it like they do in AEW sometimes. AEW is great. I love it. But sometimes Kenny Omega, he goes overboard, man. He really does. He's like there doing the butterfly suplex, so to speak. And it's like, for God's sake, you don't need to do so many. And he's on every week. That's what's the crazy part. But it is what it is. But yeah, Dominic Mysterio, he told his story. He did it slow. There was a point where his eye was gonna get squashed by Murphy on the actual steps, and then he came. Mysterio went and beats Murphy up, and then Seth Rollins came and attacked him, and then they were caning him as well. They were caning. Um, Dominic Mysterio, I felt that was pretty bad. It wasn't necessary. I mean, come on, seriously, he took a proper beating with a cane. The a few weeks back. This week he didn't need another cane. I guess this is probably going to be his last match in WWE, so he probably didn't need it either. You know what? I might as well go out with a cane. And he had the good match, and then his mother came out, and she was worried for him, and like all mothers are. And then he continued, and there was a point where Seth Rollins was going to use a chair, and but to jump off the chair and do the curb stomp, and he missed that. And then Rey Mysterio, I keep saying Rey Mysterio, Dominic basically tripped him, and he landed on his head. And then there was some good high spots. There was a moment where they went through the table. It was like what Bret the Hitman Hart does, the arm drag, so to speak. Just before Bret used to hit the sharpshooter. Remember, he used to grab the head and then stick his leg in between their leg and flip them back. Then he used to go on the top rope, and then he got him used to do the sharpshooter. Remember? So it was kind of like that. He did that through the actual table, and then he kept on taunting Rey Mysterio, and then he got Rey Mysterio. Him and Rollins and Murphy got Rey Mysterio and got handcuffs and handcuffed him to the ring. Yeah, he handcuffed him to the ring. And then I thought, oh, some crazy stuff is going to happen now. And not much happened. And so after that, all I could say was, just bear with me 1 second. So after that, all that could happen was Seth Rollins basically had the opportunity just to get him into the curb stomp, and then he managed to do it, and he won the match. Now, overall, the match was great, but I can't help but feel, in a way, the fact that he didn't actually do any more damage, it kind of like he turned into like the good guy, so to speak, because he won the match. He basically told a good story. He taught Dominic a lesson that, hey, this is how you wrestle, this is how you fight. And he turned out to be the good guy. But, in terms of a bad guy, he needs to basically leave something lingering, like a big fart, the lingering fart you do, you let one rip. Not that I've ever done one. But he needed to have a lingering fart where it would actually linger until Raw or SmackDown, and unfortunately there was nothing there. But overall, the whole match was good. It was about 35 minutes, 40 minutes long. I felt it felt that long for me, so it was good. It was good. Now, oh yeah, Sonya Deville had the match earlier. I think it was the second match. Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, and it wasn't a hair versus hair match. I think it was loser leaves town, so to speak. And Sonya Deville lost. I'll say this: Mandy Rose, she did show her wrestling ability. She did show some athletic ability. You know, she did like a flying clothesline, etc. And then I think she won. It was boring. It wasn't that great, but then she won by like a roll up, and that was the end of it. But it was good to watch because you could see it was. But the problem was, I think they should have turned the volume more up of the actual fake crowd that they had, because at that point, it just looked as though that they were just play fighting. It really did, like the knees, uh, 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 uh. Yeah, and then Mandy Rose won, and then we got what's his name? Unfortunately, what's his name? Hey, you know, the tubby guy, her boyfriend. I can't remember his name now. Yeah, but he came and then he shaked, rattled, and rolled, and yeah, he shake, rattled, and rolled, and then did the worm, and then Mandy Rose tried to do the worm as well, and it was pretty damn awful. Yeah, it was pretty damn awful. That is for sure. Now, after that, so that really basically never led to anything. That match, I don't even know where it was going, what it was about. I think it was just a time filler, really. And but after the Mysterio match, we needed a break. We needed a toilet break, and it was a good break. But the thing was, it turned out to be the match turned out to be better than I thought it would be, and that was Sasha Banks versus Oscar. And Oscar came out with the same thing. She didn't come out like like she come dressed up and did the same thing, with a big jacket, dressing like a peacock with a mask, taking the mask off. She did all that second time. It was like take two. It was like seriously, and you can still keep that energy going at that pace. Woman, you crazy girl. And yeah, she did. She got beaten up quite a bit, and then after that, I switched on. I switched on after that, after like about 10 minutes or so. And whoa, there were some good moves. My gosh, it was Sasha Banks. She did like a somersault from the top of the actual barricade, not the barricade, the edge of the ring, outside of the ring where the ropes are. She was there. Sasha Banks had grabbed a hold of her, not Sasha Banks, Oscar was grabbing a hold of her ropes. Sasha Banks was on the side, on the apron. Then she just did a somersault, landed and did a power bomb on Oscar, and Oscar just went splat. And I thought, okay, that must be the end of the match. I really did think that was the end of the match. No, didn't. She got up and she came out. And then the match continued, and then there were so many transitions, etc. For pinning combinations. To pinning, Sasha's a great wrestler, I have to say. So was Oscar. It was like flipping heck. It was artistic. I'll be honest with you. It's very artistic in terms of one going for one thing, then the other going for another thing, and then the other going for. It did get me like, okay, who's gonna win? Who's actually gonna win? I really got into the match, and then they finished it off by Oscar basically doing the bomb buster on going for the bomb buster on Sasha, and she missed it, but she didn't hit Bailey because Bailey jumped out of the way. She didn't take the actual bump, which she was supposed to at that time, and in doing that, then because she didn't take the bump, then Bailey left herself, open, and Oscar beat her up a few times, and then Sasha Banks went for the backstabber and then going transitioning into the bank statement. But then the moment she went for the bank statement, she got transitioned into the Oscar log and it was over. It was a good match, man. Seriously, I have to say, guys, watch that match. That was great. I really enjoyed that match. That was really good to watch. And it was really good to see as well the way there's a dissension going on now because Sasha Banks has only got one title. So, who's actually on whose side now? What's going on? Who's actually on whose side? Now, is Sasha Banks going to be actually angry with it? Which she should be because she should have taken the bump. If she would have taken the bump, that wouldn't have happened. You know? Maybe, maybe not, so to speak. So, whatever, anyway, whatever. So the new Raw Women's Champion is Asuka, and I have to say Asuka does deserve it. She does work hard. She does wrestle well. She puts it all on the line every single time, and that was it. Now let's get straight into the next one. Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Boredom. Now I'll have to say this. Randy is so boring. I can't watch his matches really. Seriously, I mean, the only great thing that he does, and is his, like touch some of power slam. You know what I mean? Like you come in his for like when they go off the ropes, they come at him. He takes them for a ride and does the power slam. And then I remember everybody, what's his name? Bradshaw going, the grades make you look easy. Yeah, shut up. Yeah, that was good though. It was. I mean that power slam. But besides that, and the RKO is quite annoying. He's quite boring. He's such a slow paced, methodical pace. He started to go and pretending he was a snake. Really did. He stuck his tongue out going, what was that all about? Seriously. And then he bored us a bit. He bored us, and yeah, the way they kind of made the match was like he was the matador, and Drew McIntyre was the bull, and the bull needed to basically start to use his brain instead of his brawn. And halfway through, he eventually started to do that, and then he got cut by what's his name, Randy Orton in his eye. He got scratched, and that was it. So, and then Randy Orton got cut. I have no idea what for really. I don't see what was the purpose of that. There was no need of it. And then out of nowhere, Drew McIntyre then tried to do the brogue kick, whatever he's called. I'm tired actually. I'm sorry, but he tried to do that kick, the brogue kick. He missed, and then he got him on a roll up again himself, shoulder to shoulder roll up, and he won the match. And then straight after that, what's his name? Michael Cole said, "Oh, you never saw it coming. It's just like the Summerslam as it's supposed to be. You never saw it coming." And you're right. I never saw it coming. I thought Randy was going to win this. I thought Drew was going to be built up to be this next. They're going to have some rivalry with Randy Orton, so to speak. I didn't see that coming. I'll be honest. I thought Randy was going to win that. So I guess he surprised me. But did it make me happy? Was it like a happy surprise? No, it wasn't. I was just like, okay, what was the purpose of this? Is there a purpose of this? Was this going anywhere? What's going to happen on Raw? And, who's Drew going to be feuding with next? Because he's like Superman. He's got no kryptonite. He can just beat everybody up and do nothing wrong. The only thing is, when you got such a dominant champion, it can get a bit stale. So I'm not so sure what they're going to do with Drew really now. Personally, I think they need to give Kevin Owens a try with him. Yeah, give Kevin Owens a try because Kevin Owens is quite real, raw, and that's quite good. But To be honest, Kevin Owens is just doing his Kevin Owens show thing and then going home because that's exactly what he promoted when he was commentating the tag team championship match. So I feel sorry for Kevin Owens, especially with his red T-shirt. I thought, what the hell is going on? Is he going Hulkamania on us? Because it seemed like a Hulkamania type of T-shirt, and I don't want to see that happening. But anyway, let's move on to the final match of the evening. The WWE Universal Championship match. Braun Strowman versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt. Now, if you watch SmackDown quite often every week, you will have seen so many promos of this. You wouldn't want to see any more promos anymore. But they showed the damn promo again, which is about 5 minutes as well. Like about the story between him and Alexa Bliss and all this other crap and yada yada yada. But then eventually, then the Fiend came out with his music, which is quite peaceful. I like that. Na 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 na. I can go sleep with that. It's quite good. I'll tell you one thing. This was the best match on the actual card. I think it was about. For me, it was. He was just back and forth all the way. It really was. Uh, like Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, basically, like he'd rock bottomed him initially, and then what's his name? Braun Strowman power slammed him. He did it twice, and I think he never got the victory. He fought outside. He they went in the locker room, so to speak, and no, in the just behind the actual curtain, and they fought there for a minute, and then they came back out, and then they went back in the ring fighting. And there was a spot. No, I have to say the Fiend looked like, you know what, he can hang with Braun Strowman because the shots that he was giving, um, Braun Strowman were like deadly blows. Like, okay, he stood up and Braun was coming at him. Now, any big guy's coming at you, what would he do? He did the right thing. He went straight after his neck. It was like a proper defensive tactic, like a proper real good defensive tactic. And then he did the whole neck thing, well, and like trying to break his neck. And I'm thinking, oh man, this is going a bit far, man. You can't show this to kids. They might try it to their brothers and sisters. What's gonna happen then? You don't want any complaints from parents to you. That's the thing. And then he got a he got a paper cutter. He went in a toolbox. Braun Strowman did, and he got a paper cutter, a box cutter. And after he got the box cutter, I thought, why has he got a bladed box cutter? This is going a bit far. How are they gonna mess this? How are they gonna now they're gonna mess it up? But I thought, yeah, you know what? We know Braun's gonna win this match because Vince always messes it up when it comes to the Fiend because that Fiend character is so good. He doesn't want to. I don't know why he doesn't actually want it to succeed. It's like, oh, what? It's gonna succeed. I'm gonna make it fail. Vince always deliberately does it. It's like he doesn't want to give his children. Oh, he doesn't want to give people what they want. It just seems as though that's the case. So yeah, he went for the box cutter. He came in the ring, and I thought, is he gonna start slicing the Fiend up? I've already thought, how is this gonna work in my brain? I was thinking, how can you make this PG? What are you gonna cut his shoe off or something, and then start beating his foot or something? Or cut the mask maybe. I don't know. I could, as but then he started cutting the ring. And then he said, "Oh, Michael Cole's point was like, oh, he's exposing the ring, and yeah, man, they shouldn't have shown that because there's a lot of padding underneath the ring, uh, and it makes the ring seem as though when they do the power slams, it doesn't make it The fact that they showed there's some padding there before some wood, it showed that it's not actually, that dangerous for wrestlers to wrestle on it. So yeah, I think that was just like, I don't know how extreme we can go. This is as extreme as we can go. There was a bump where Braun Strowman did on the Fiend where he picked him up and he sort of slammed him through the actual table. But then the thing is like when he slammed him through the table, the table didn't break. Watch it on Butchermania. You're gonna watch it. Um, he he landed his he the Fiend landed right on his back in the middle of his spine, right on the edge of the actual table, and you could tell he was in pain. Wrestling can be funny at times, even at the misery of other people. But I guess he's getting paid. Why do I care? You know. So yeah, after the buck cutter thing, he went to go for the slam again, but he couldn't go. He couldn't get it. The Fiend then did the Sister Abigail. He did it twice, and then he got the victory. And he won, and he was like, yeah. Then he went, give me the title. The moment he then took the title, guess who's back? Back again. You didn't see it coming, did you? You didn't see it coming. Oh, yes. Vince McMahon fooled us all. We didn't see it coming. Woo, oh, oh. Summerslam. I don't know what did I see. Oh my gosh, they really surprised us, didn't they? Woo! They brought who back? They brought Roman Reigns. Yeah, big dog. The big dog is back. Problem is, he looks trimmed, to be honest with you. I don't know what he's been doing. Maybe it's his leukemia. I hope his health well. I really do hope that. But he's back, and he's a bad guy because he went and beat up the Fiend, and then he beat up Braun Strowman, and then he was like screaming at them and saying that, you know what, you're only big because I made you big. So he clearly is, and clearly is, the bad guy now, or so to speak, or he's maybe an anti-hero. Maybe not. Who knows? We will find out, won't we? And but we're gonna watch. It's gonna be on SmackDown. Now that show is already saturated with a lot of talent, and for a show which is only 2 hours long, what segment are you gonna give the big dog? I don't know, man. Seriously, I don't know. But yeah, he's the bad guy now. I mean, he even had a T-shirt saying "destroy and then leave" or something along the line of that. And I mean, yeah, they surprised us, but was I happy about it? Was I happy to see the big dog back? No, no, really, I'm not. I just that's Vince McMahon's child. You know what I mean? His childhood toy. He made him. He made, you know, he's his superhero toy that he wants to be at the top. So Vince is pushing him back up again, and it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame. They should have just put him on Raw. I don't know. I really don't know where they're gonna go with this. Did they surprise? Yeah, but I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with Roman Reigns. He looks very, very trim. His teeth look like they're extra white. I think he's got veneers in his teeth now. It looks like he had a gum shield, so to speak. I mean, just saying. I mean, not that it's the wrong thing to do. If you want to put veneers, go for it. Um, but yeah, that was it. I mean, the whole show was good though, good to watch. I mean, yeah, it was good to watch. It really was. Especially the last one. That was a good one. Randy Orton one bored me, man. It's not worth it. Randy Orton's got this boring style where it's like I can't even describe it. I can, but I just don't want to. I'm just so tired of watching him do that type of crap. It's just annoying. So I definitely give this I mean, like, out of 10, I definitely give it I'm being generous, maybe, no, I'll give it a 7.5 for sure. This card, it really was good. It was worth watching. It was 3.5 hours. It wasn't overly tiresome. I mean, there's only like one, two boring matches, and they were short as well, so that was good. I like little promo things that they do when the wrestlers are coming out. So when Oscar came out and she was like going to doing all her thing and taking her mask off, they had a little snapshot at the bottom of the, like in the old days they used to have little snapshot videos of the actual promo of Oscar saying, "I'm going to win the match and you're not gonna win, ha 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 ha," or something like that. That was good. I like the whole crowd thing. The crowd things is growing on me now because I think they had a lot more interaction. The fans were actually. I don't know if it's is it are these live people. I'm quite. I'm not sure really. That's the thing with this. I'm not sure. Are these actually real live people, or are they actually pre-programmed? Or are they recorded people, and then they just press play, and when they need to press play, and like at the end of a match, go yeah or boo, and then they filter that through the actual system. They did a good job this time. I mean, on SmackDown it was kind of crap. It was really didn't. They just seemed like people weren't there. But this time, for some bizarre reason, it kind of grew on me. I don't know. I think the whole stage and everything else, this whole setting, they did kind of seem like they were back to normal. And yeah, this is what I mean. It's SummerSlam, and they really worked on it, and they put it all on the line, and it was good. Well, nice. You couldn't see it coming, could you? You couldn't. Yeah, you're right. I couldn't see it coming. What I saw, which I didn't see coming, I wasn't really bothered by it. It wasn't like I was like, oh yeah, great. I was just like, okay. But yeah, it was good. I like. So definitely watch it if you haven't seen it already. Um, yeah. Okay. Please like, subscribe, and share because, well, that will definitely help me. It will, man. Come on, do it. Like, subscribe, share. I mean, look, I'm a guy who's just trying to grow. You know what I mean? I'm not doing anything crazy or anything like that. This is interesting. These topics are interesting as well for you guys. So, by all means, please give me a like, subscribe, and share, and watch my videos as well. And if you have any suggestions, please give me some. Constructive criticism. Don't don't kick me down. Okay. Okay, that's it. Peace out, everybody. Have a great few days, or a great evening, or a great day. And thank you for viewing this. Peace out.